Okay, so I am going to create the tool spinner. This tutorial was originally written by Debi Schnabel, someone I met through Facebook groups, crafting groups. She made it for herself and her daughter and shared the tutorial with us. And I have since made a couple. I just made my second one because I wore my first one out. But I take my tool spinner with me everywhere when I go crafting. So I have a bag it fits in perfectly, it stands up, and there's nothing better than having all your tools handy when you're doing something. So I've created a list of the sizes of chipboard. I'm not sure how well you can read that. So these are the pieces of chipboard that you want to cut out. Now I have cut mine out. Some of them I've already assembled, hoping to make this whole project here so that it'll be completed, whether it takes 1 or 2 videos to do. So, but I am going to make it with you. One of the things we use, I call them construction strips. I make a whole bunch at once. So it's 12 inches long, and it's got score tape on both sides of the hump. So this is the dip side, and this is the hump side. And so the score tape is on both sides of the hump, not on the hump, but on both sides of it. So when you fold it to use it, it folds on that dark line on your, and this, of course, this is black. So anyway, how you make those is, this is a scrap piece I had of black paper. It's 8 inches wide. So I score it at a 1/2 inch, and then I go every 1/2 inch after that. If it's easier for you, you can cut them individually and do them one at a time. This is the way I make them because I usually make a whole package of cardstock at a time when I do these. So I started at a 1/2 inch, so then I score every 1 inch after that. So a 1/2, 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 3 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2, 6 1/2, and 7 1/2 because this is an 8 inch piece of paper. Then, after I score those, then I flip it over to the hump side, and I've already put my tape on most of them, but I left a couple to show you how. Let's see. You can see up here, you can see the hump in the paper. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your score tape on both sides of that. So I'm going to put it on this side, and then I'm going to come right underneath it down here on this side. Now this is 3/8 inch wide score tape, so 3/8 inch wide score tape will work just perfect here, and still leave you room to cut it. And then I left 2 of them for me to do. So here I'm going to put it on this side. My hump is right here. Is my hump right below that score tape. So I'm going to put it on there that way, and I'm going to put the next one on the below the hump. Okay, so now I have score tape on all of them, and that just looks like a big old piece of taped up paper. But then I get my cutter, and I know I'm 8 inches wide, so I'm going to put this at 7 inches on my cutter, and I'm going to cut. So there's one strip, go to 6 inches, there's one. And I'll take and sit down in the evening watching TV or whatever I'm doing, and I will sit down and score a whole package of paper, and then I will turn around and put tape on them for whatever tape I have on hand. If I don't have enough tape, that's fine. I just leave them scored, so when I do get more tape, that step is already done. And then I just take and I cut them all up like this. So now I have 8 pieces of construction strips used to build things with. So that's what a construction strip is, and that you'll see me using a lot of little pieces. I do them in 12 inches, and then I can cut them to the size I need them. So there's our 8 of those, because I had a scrap paper that was 8. 8 inches wide. So I wanted to show you how to do those. Okay. So there is that. And I'm just going to attach them. I keep a rubber band around. I'm just going to attach them to the others. Okay, so we're going to start off by creating the drawer casings. So I have 2 here to create. I have already created, here's 2 that I've created and put together. The drawer is going to go in there, and then the drawer is going to go in there. So with this, you end up with 4, and the drawers all go, you have 1 drawer on each side of your spinner. No matter which way you turn it, there will be a drawer there. So this is what we're creating. I've already got this one done. So now we're going to make the other 2. So for this part, we're going to have 2 pieces of 4x4 chipboard. This is the top and bottom of the casing. And we're going to have 3 pieces of 2x4 chipboard. These are for to build the casing with, because we're going to build it like this. Let's turn it this way so I got room. This way, this way, this way, and this way. Okay? So how I build it, and I've already cut my strips to 4 inches long, and I will cut an angle. Just don't cut into the fold, just cut from below the fold down, just a little bit of an angle, so that when you put your pieces on and they butt up against the edges, they don't bind with the edges. So I just take, and it's a very small, you can see very light angle. So I probably should have done that already, but I didn't. So I'm going to cut some here. And again, these are the construction strips. Okay, so we're going to start off by putting, this is the way it's going to go together. Okay, so I'm going to fold these backwards like this so that the tape is on the outside. It makes it easier for you to put down right along the edge. So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one on opposite side. And then I'm going to put one to go across the back piece. The other part will be the front. So then I want a piece to go across the back here. So those are our pieces that we're putting on. And always go back, burnish it down. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over. So this piece, I'm going to peel this off of here. And this 2x4 piece is going to go, I don't know, I want it to go this way. This is going to go this way, right? And you're going to push it right up against it. Don't leave a gap or anything. It goes right up against it. And then this one over here is going to go right up against this side, right even with the edges. And the third one is going to go up against this way. Now I'm going to flip it back over. This is going to be the inside of my drawer. Okay? So I'm going to flip it back over. I need another piece cut. Just trim those edges. And I'm going to put another piece on the back piece because this is the back. These will be the sides. This one will go up like this. And then this piece is going to go directly on there. So we put that piece on. So it looks like this, okay? Now this is going to fold just like this to create a casing for your drawer to go in, which is what this is. This is a casing right here for the drawer to go in. So this is one of these, okay? So now I'm going to take on this, and I need to put on each side here, we need to have the strips. I need to cut off 1, 2 of these. And then we need short ones here. So I have my short ones cut. They should be 2 inches. And these, mine are a little bit long, but that's okay. It doesn't matter if they're long. You can always trim them down. So we need, stand it up there. Perfect. So I'll make sure this one's the same height. It is. Okay, and again, just gonna, don't cut through your folded section, but just cut below the fold. Just angle it just enough to make it so when you fold your pieces together, they won't bind on your strips. Okay. Okay. So we're going to put on, first we're going to put on the sides, these long guys right here. And then we're going to put on these guys here the same way, right up against the edge. Okay, so here's our casing now. So the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to fold these in because these are all going to be on the inside of your casing when you're done. So I'm going to fold this up. I want to connect, let's see, how am I going to do this easiest? I'm going to fold this up and fold these in. First we're going to take off these 2 short pieces. Take off the tape, the backing. And when you fold this in, you're going to fold it just to where, just like the rest of it. See how you see a tiny bit of the black there? And you see it around here too as well. You can see it, I guess you can't see it really well, depending on how I tip it. There you go. Now you can see the black inside there. So you just want your things to match, just to match up. Okay, and then I'm going to lay this down and I'm going to burnish that down really good so it stays, so it sticks really well. So there's our 3 sides. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to peel off these 2 pieces here. And then this goes down the same way. This goes right there, just like the other one did. And you'll notice it looks the same all the way around. And then this one over here does the same thing. I put my finger into there and tack it down, and then I take my bone folder and run my bone folder out to the edge. So there we have one of the casings. Okay? Now, we're also going to put how I reinforce things, and we'll be making a second one, so you'll get to see this process at least one more time for the casings. So what I do is, this is my front, this is the open part, so I put the open part down. And I use glossy accents, and you can buy these nice little tops to put on them to give you a fine tip that you can put in. And I put glossy accents in, show you this up at the camera. I put them in the joint, the joint where you see the paper at. See that? I ran it all the way around there. Okay? And what that does, when that dries, oh, here's another side I forgot. When that dries, it creates a nice bond seal, whatever you want to call it. I always have to have me a wet one out because I always end up putting too much on somewhere along the line, like I did right out here. When it dries, you've got it's hard in there, and it just makes makes it wear better. I guess is what I'm trying to say, and I just can't seem to spit it out. So again, we need some of these, so I'm going to cut my angle at them. Okay, let's get them all. So now what we're going to do is I take off one side, and I usually hold on to the sticky side. I put this up here, and you want it just to run from corner to corner. Stick this part down, and then once that's down, it makes it easier to do the other side. Okay, so again, we're going to eventually, what we're going to do is we're going to do all the long sides, and then we're going to come back and do the short side. If you peel off both of them and go to stick them, what I do is I use the, how do I say this? When you go to put this on your corner this way, if you have both of them peeled off, it's going to stick. If you have this out of whack, and you hold on to the part that's there and just kind of bend it down so the crease is there, then it will give you a guide as to where to put it at. So I'm going to go ahead while I'm doing, let's see if I can get my pressure down better this morning. There we go. Much better. Once I get to building and I get to doing it, then I usually get my tension, my pressure on my bottle a lot better. So see, when I put that down, when I set this down, this side moved over to make sure it was square. And if I'd have pulled the tape off on that side, it wouldn't have happened that way. It would have automatically stuck down, and then I would have been doomed. So see, I put this here. I put my crease on my edge. This still has the tape on it. So I pushed this down, and it pulled that over to make it straight. Okay, got this side to do. Okay. So again, I lay this crease on that edge, and then I push this down. Then I remove this. Okay. Okay, so we have all of the, we don't have anything here yet, but I'm not worried about that, but we have all of the edges covered, except for these two short ones. So then we're going to take these guys, and we're going to cover those with these. See, then we end up with all our joints are all protected inside and outside. Okay, so see, now here is the two I've got put together. So this one is going to come this way. See? Each one of them is going to have a solid side next to it. Each opening will have a solid side. So this one will end up going, well, it's not that way. So that way it goes this way. And then the next one will come, the drawer will go in this way. So let's quickly make the other one so that we have it. Let me get rid of all these pieces of paper. Okay, so we'll make one more drawer casing. All right. So again, and I should have done my cutting on these things and I didn't. Not sure how many videos this will take because I seem to only be able to do an hour-long video and then it stops, so I have to keep an eye on it so that it doesn't shut off on me and I just keep on working not knowing. Okay, let's start with this. So fold these backwards, peel off, and just do 3 sides of one big piece. There's one. Two. And I usually put, when I put my strips down, I guess it's just a little idiosyncrasy that I have. I do straight across from each other. That's the reason why I turn this the other way. So these 2 are in the same spot. Now if I'd have done, was going to do one here, I would have put 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Can't tell you there's a specific reason for it. It's just what I do. Okay, so now I'm going to peel these off. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put, oops, I don't want it that way. I want it. 1, 2, 3. And see, I can see right here, I got some black right there. My strip went over the edge. So I'm just going to cut that out of there. Okay, so now we need one more to put on this piece so we can wrap over. So we can put on the other big piece. Okay. Then here we go, putting this other one on for the top or the bottom. I mean, it's a square piece, so it really doesn't matter. Okay. Then I need my short pieces. Measure them and make sure that, yeah, they're good. Okay. Nope. So then we're going to put these on here. Right on the edge. Okay. So again, we're going to fold these up. First thing we're going to do is pull off the 2 short pieces. Oh, no. Wait. I forgot to put these pieces on here. Before we go doing that, we have to get our pieces on here to secure it down with after we get it folded over. So we're going to put these 2 pieces on this one. And then this one. We'd not got them on there very easy if we'd have done them, if we'd have attached those first. Okay, put those on there. Now we can fold it. Push these in. What I got going on here? And again, push this down. Put my thumb in there and squeeze that down. And squeeze that down. Like I said, you just want to make sure that there's a, trying to see how I can get this, there's that gap right there, so that it matches everything else. You'll know when you're working on it because you'll see how the other ones come together. You just want to make sure this one comes together the same way. Then we pull these off and stick this down. And I think before I do that, I want to take my bone folder in here, burnish this down to make sure it's stuck really down. Okay. See, I got one that was a little bit too tall right there. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to stick these on the inside and fold this in and do the same thing. Stick them down with your fingers. Get them stuck down, and then once you get it stuck down, then you can take your, I run my finger down there to stick it. Then you can take your bone folder and do it this way. See, and then we end up with this. This is our open casing again. Upside down. I'm going to get some of these, get the rest of these. Oops, the ones that way, one this way. And it really is quicker if you can take and do these. When you cut these to length that you need, go ahead and trim your ends at the same time, so when you actually start building, you can just go for it. Do these two as well, the two corners. Okay. So I'm going to do the and it just takes a very fine line of glossy accents down in there to do that too. Now these caps, I don't think Tamra has them in her store, but you can buy them. I don't know. I found them online. Somewhere online I found them. And but you can buy a bottle that's called a fine line applicator. If nothing else, they look like this. And you can get these through, I got mine at Amazon.com. And then they came out with the tip where you could actually just put it on the bottle itself later. They both work really well. The fine line applicators, I believe they were, there's 2 in a package, and I think they were like $9.95 or somewhere in that range. But it's nice because you really can put a fine, just like in this little groove right here. And when you make yours, you'll see what a little groove this is. And it makes it nice because you literally can put your glue in there without making a big mess. and wasting a lot of it. Makes it go a lot further. You could pretty much probably use any kind of glue for this. What I'm using the glossy accents for. I prefer the glossy accents. That's my preference. I use Scotch Quick Dry, and I use 3-in-1, Beacon's 3-in-1, and I use the glossy accents, and they all have their purpose in my building or craft stuff, whatever I build. Okay, now we need these two guys. Okay. And these have this little pin, see that little thing inside there? It actually goes down inside. This tip keeps it from clogging up. They are the best inventions ever. Totally, totally love it. Okay, so we got these two casings built. There we go. So there's our casing. So see how we're going to end up? We're going to end up with this one. Okay, so we have a drawer here, and we have a drawer over here. So let me do this so you can get an idea of what it's going to be like. Okay, so this is the drawer with where the arrow points is a drawer there. This one is a drawer there. Okay, then this one is going to be a drawer there, and this one is going to be a drawer there. So see, you have drawers that come out that go all directions. Now, I am going to go ahead, and I don't have any cut, that's okay. So, I just made all those. So I am going to go ahead and cover, and this is how I do it. I just put it up there. I mean, I know that those are 4 inches. So I need 2 4-inchers and 2 2-inchers is what I need. And this is usually how I do it. I always measure the piece I'm going to put them on, because what if I goofed? What if it didn't come out to be the size it needed to be? Then your strip will not fit proper. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to take, again, just snip the edges of these at an angle. I do that with pretty much everything. Okay, now, this one is going to go this way. Okay, so I do want to definitely put, let's go ahead and put these on. I definitely want to cover my raw edges. I don't like raw edges of anything to show. Even if I was using black chipboard, I would still cover the edges. Now, I put on the first section here. I put this on here. I folded it over the front so that it won't, so I know right where it needs to be. I put this on here. Then I fold this down, but I also take my bone folder, and just using this flat part of my bone folder, I put it on there. And then I go ahead and wrap it over, burnish it on the inside again, and then come back out here and do this again. It's nice to have crisp, square edges there. So I'm going to do it on the bottom piece too. So I'm only going to peel 1 piece off. Okay. And I'm going to put this on here, just on the crease. Okay. And punch that down. Peel this off. Fold it over this way, and just using the flat side of your bone folder. And then once I slash that down, then I put this on here. Okay? And then one side will cover just like that, just like we just did. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to put this on here this way. And then if this here does not freely go inside, it's kind of binding right there, then I just cut a little bit more of an angle. And I know this other one was binding the same way. So then I'll cut a little bit more of an angle, and then it'll give, and it'll fold right inside there. Don't cut too much, because then you'll see your chipboard. And if you end up with a corner like that, see that little brown spot right there? You know what? A black Sharpie will cover it. Now, that's one of the things if you're building with, and sometimes it just pays to just go ahead and, before you do it, just in case you have a little spot. That's where it pays to build with black chipboard, but I will tell you that black chipboard, a lot of times, and right now it's gone back up again, it's very expensive, unless you can catch it on sale. And then your shipping can be expensive unless you can catch it on sale with free shipping, or sometimes Joann's will have a $2.99 shipping. I know I get most of my supplies from, now see, I can tell you already by looking at this side over here. How can I show you? Well, that kind of shows it a little bit. I can tell you right now that this needs to be cut more, and you'll see it when you go to do it. So I need to cut that more at an angle. Both of them needed to be cut more at an angle. But once you put them on there, then you can see if that needs to be done or not. Oops. Peeling off the whole score tape. I just want just the paper off. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then again, smash it down inside there. Okay, so now we have one completed one. And I shouldn't have done that. That's okay. I do it with all of them because I forget about it. I make them all, and then I go putting them together. So what we're going to end up doing, we're going to need another one that's the 2 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and cut 2 more of these. Well, actually, I need 2 for that one, too. So that makes 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I need 2 more of the long ones for this. So let's go ahead and do 1, 2. Get that out of the way. Okay. So again, our first ones to put on are the long ones. I put the long ones on first. Okay. Peel off the one side as usual. And then really, before you pull off the tape, you could go ahead and crease that over. It will give you a line to work by. Just kind of makes it fold a little easier once you pull the tape off. Okay. Do the other one the same way. Okay. Now see, that one actually went out past there, so I can just cut it off. Okay. Burnish it down. Okay. And 9 times out of 10 with these pieces, I do have to go back and trim them off a little bit more so they actually tuck down inside there without folding over. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have all our casings are all done now. Okay, so as I'm going to take, and I'm not going to put them on just yet, but I'm going to go ahead and cut them. Cut the angles on these two as well. I'm going to show you where these go. They come in to the process of hooking it together. Okay, so I then use, and I bet I don't have any left, do I? Not much. I use this quick grip. Get it at Walmart. You can get it at Joann's. I think you can even get it at Michael's. And this is what I glue them together with. So, where's my arrows? Okay, so these are going to go attached on here like this. Okay, that's how it's going to go. They're going to go just like that. They will go glued together. Okay. Oh, nope, wrong. This one goes out here. There we go. We go like this. So, I've already got one in this drawer here. See this flap I have sticking out here? This is going to, let me see here. When this one goes glued on here, then this is going to come over and attach to this piece here. And that way, it just saves, I'm all for less seams as possible, and that's what it saves from. It saves so you don't see this piece. Otherwise it would be just like this. See how you see where those two are connected at? You would have that. So this just kind of covers that up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to take and get my pliers because I can't twist this off. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hook these two together. I'm going to make sure this one's going to go this way and this one is going to go this way. So this, I got my arrows, and your arrows will do good if you do it that way. Okay, so I'm going to put glue in here. Okay, so these are going to go this way. Put them up like this, and then I will take a rubber band. I will take a rubber band and I will put them on so that it holds it together. And then I'm going to set these off to the side. I'm just going to put these other two pieces down inside there. I'm going to set this off to the side while we build the other two drawers, because I've got two drawers built. And then we'll come back and put it together. This will give it a chance to set up. And this glue, this quick grip glue, is really good glue. I really, really like it. Okay. Then I want to set this down again to make sure, yes, there's a drawer going every direction. You can see that. A drawer, a drawer, a drawer, and a drawer. And the drawers are here. So see this drawer. So when this is done, this drawer will go in there. And this drawer will go in there, like that. And then we'll have a drawer in here. And then we'll have a drawer over here. So let's just go ahead and put this off to the side right now and let it sit while we build the drawers. Okay, and again, I built the two, so let's just build the other two. And I have them clicked together. So here's one. And this I build the same way that I built the casings. I build my drawers the same old way. Now, if you decide that you think, I would really like to double my chipboard on this, you can double your chipboard on it. Some of your measurements will be different. On the second one I did do a little bit of doubling on it, but it's only because I take mine so much. If I didn't take it everywhere I went when I crafted, I wouldn't worry about it. I used the other one. The first one I made was just like this. Debbie did it with, she did it with single chipboard, and I followed her tutorial to a T, and I did it with single chipboard, and it lasted me over 2 years of traveling. So, and I stuffed mine full. Okay, so those are all done. Oh, I don't have any short ones, do I? Nope. I didn't cut any short ones. Let's see. Do I have some? And I usually hang on to my remnants, even the littlest of little ones. Because, see, there's one for there. So I just need to three. I need 8 altogether. 4. Too small. Too small. That one fits. That one's too small. That one's too small. And I have a little container that I take all my little tiny pieces and put them in. So that, because there's things you do, there's things I do that I need just a little tiny piece. And you'll see when we get into the, there's 2 more pieces. Let's see, what are these? Hope that works. And that one is just a little too tall. Okay, let's see how those go. Okay, so again, for our drawer, we're going to do it the same way we built the other one. We're going to put 4 of these on. So there's, now these drawers are not square, so therefore your pieces are going to be, I didn't think about that. Let's see. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll figure it out. So see, I put this one on here. Now I'm going to go straight across, and I'm going to put it on there, and I'm going to see. Let's see. I guess I should check these because I thought I had some. These are all the same size, though. That's okay. Okay, these are all the same size, so it's not really going to matter. So I'm going to take, I put across this way. And then these are 3 3/4, so I need to just cut off 1/8 of an inch. Yep. Okay. Three. 4. Okay. And then we're going to take the good old bone folder and we're going to smash them down. Flip it over. Peel these off. And I really should have done this the other way because I marked my edges so I know which piece goes where. Because there's 2 that are 3 7/8 and 2 that are 3 1/4. So, okay, so let's see. Which one's which here? I want to know. These are the short ones and these are the long ones. So these are the short ones. That way or it has to be this way. Okay, so let's just push this up against one, and that means straight across is going to be the other one. 2, 3, 4. So everything is right up against the edge. There's no gaps in there whatsoever. Then we need 4 of these. And what I do with these, just kind of makes it easier. So I just put them one on each side, one on each piece. So there's our 4 short tabs on each one. And again, we're going to do just like we did on the casing. I'm going to peel these off. Actually, before I peel those off, I am going to scrunch these down. There. Then I'm going to peel these off. Come on. And I'm just going to hold these together, just like they're supposed to be. And like I said, you'll know because you'll have something to look at when you're doing this to tell you that they look about the same. So I'm pushing these on the inside. Okay, and then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to take my bone folder. I'm going to smash them down. There we go. And then I'm going to get rid of this mess again. Get it out of the way. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing with the drawer. We got 4 of these to put around. So we're going to cover up the edges, put them around. Then we're going to put this on it. Do our glossy accents again for just to help the drawer be sturdy. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to put that bottom one on yet. I am going to get my short pieces on first. And that way the other pieces will cover them up. So I'm going to do these 2 here. And these are just a tad short, but it's going to be okay in the end. Okay, so there's that one. And I'm going to put one on here this way. Okay, so there's 2. Okay, and before I do that, I'm going to put this on because I put that stuff on there already. It's going to get sticky. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on here. Okay, so there's that. Then I can set it that way, not get my stuff all over the place. Okay. One more short piece. Okay. Okay, and then one more over here. The short ones on. You put the short ones on first, especially on a drawer. Then they anchor, the long ones anchor down the short ones. There we go. Yeah, you can get away with not trimming the outside on, trimming the angles on the outside ones, simply because they're not binding up against anything. Okay. So I think these are all the same. Okay. So I am going to, there's no stuff in there, so let's, there. Oops. Now, there's a perfect example. Okay. I put this on, and can you see how far? You probably can't tell. I'm way up on my fold. I'm way up on my fold. So sometimes before you actually burnish it down, if you catch that like I did there, I was able to lift it up and then move it. You just automatically burnish and stick, it doesn't always work out good. If you got a goof like that, then you're sunk. Well, that's a short one. That one doesn't work. Is this one a short one too? That one's too short too. That's okay. I'm just going to put this on here and lay it across how long I need it. Cut it off. I'm sure that these are too short here too. Yep, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut me another piece. Okay. There we go. And then I usually will always try to see, before I go finishing any further, I will make sure if the drawer fits. There we go. What's it hitting on back? Oh, have a piece in there. Okay. All right, what are you hitting on now? There we go. So see, it goes in there nice and level. It should be level with the outside of this. Okay. I always do it 1 or 2 times just to make sure. Because sometimes if it might not go in good that way, you may need to flip it over this way and try putting it in. But I like the way it looks better this side here. Okay. So now I need to take the top edges and do it with these. And that's where I can use my short ones at. I can go ahead and put those on. And again, like I said, always smash down your top. Give it that nice flat look. I'm watching my recording here. It looks like it's at 58 minutes. I just want to make sure that I don't run out of. Okay, now I need to go this way. And that fits just perfect that way. So if I poof off, you guys know why. Getting ready to hit an hour. I want to see if it'll, so I can stop, I don't want to continue too far without paying attention to it. Okay, and then I need one more piece.